Hey, everybody. This is When Life Talk. And today we are going to talk about, does body counts matter? And that means sexual partners. Does it matter to you? My take is, it seemed like when we was younger, people more so asked that question. It's like now they not so much. They don't really ask that question now. It's just all about, getting to know each other, kind of jumping in there. And that's about it. You really don't get people asking that question. So my thing is, do body counts matter? In my aspect, initially I was like, no, it don't. Hey Daniel. Initially I was like, no, it don't matter because like I said, nobody asks that question no more. But I have seen plenty, videos and plenty people who talk about it. So it's like, I don't know. It's everybody has a different opinion about it. So let's get into it. It's a, will it make you question if you will have a serious relationship with a person? Will it? Will it make you think about it? Will that having a high body count, does that mean that those people make bad decisions because they're giving a body up to something that was supposed to be valuable? Do that make them less of a person? No, I feel like people may have started off living a wild life. They may have not been so much educated, to say, you know what, your body is your temple. You're not supposed to do X, Y, Z. They don't know that when you're having intercourse with people that's entangling souls, going back to soul ties. Like a lot of people don't know that. Or a lot of people just don't care. I'm here on this earth to wham bam, thank you, ma'am, and I'm gonna just spread it wherever I go. So let's get into it. Let's talk about it. Then you say no, it doesn't. What you think about it, Matt?
What's up, good people? As y'all see, another Wednesday. I'm traveling. I promise I'll be stationary. Um, does body counts matter? It depends
Hmm.
on who you ask. I think like you hit the nail on the head. We all done been young, wild, living that life, reckless. We was reckless. I think once you get to a certain age, you can't be out there willy nilly. You can't be out there loosey goosey to everybody.
Hmm.
Because if you're trying to attract someone or something with purpose, you can't just be out there laying down with every Tom, Dick, and Harry, or just, or you chasing every Sally, Sarah, and there is just because you got that urge and whatnot. Now,
Exactly.
I've heard people say it don't matter. I've heard people say it do matter.
Hmm.
But for
Yeah.
me, I just think once you, from my perspective, as we always say, we're just life experts. I think once you get to a certain age, that quote unquote whole phase, that quote unquote, hey, I'm sitting out here trying to chase the cat phase.
Hmm.
I think that should be dead and gone.
The older you get, yep. Daniel said, I started off living a wild life and I'm trying to settle down now. Yep, I agree, Daniel, because right now, like I say, that should be based off of who you are. People grow. All right, Jazz. From what I have experienced being in college, some people was locked up as in parents didn't let them out as much, and when they got freedom, they got loose. Most definitely, I've seen that too coming up in the military. People are strict. They, like you say, they lock behind their parents, and their parents are not teaching them, and by them not teaching them and they're kind of exposing them, they running free and wild. There you getting in trouble with the legal system, and I'm more mature now, so I'm a completely different character. Most definitely, it'll change. Getting in trouble sometimes will change your life perspective on things, and it'll change to the point of where you want to go in a different direction. So yeah, and then you got some people like you were saying, people have a difference of opinions. I've seen some males that say, well, I don't want a woman with a high body count because to me, it seemed like she was accessible to everybody. And if she's accessible to everybody, then then she's no longer how is she special to me if anybody can have access to her or vice versa. So that's a lot to it.
Great point. Great, great and valid point.
Yeah.
And then I say this, male or female. Hey, you can't change partners every 2 months. I mean,
Nope.
like you say, this show here, we just gonna keep it real. Man, I see some folks. You with this person this day. 2 months later, you with that person. 2 months later, you with another person. And this is not made up. This is folks. You're posting this on social media. So people sit back and look at you, and then they automatically label you like, you know what I'm saying? Dang. So that you people. A lot of people say they don't care what people say, but
Mhm.
you putting it out there for people to really talk about you.
Exactly.
Because
Exactly.
you showing the world how you get down.
Mhm. Mhm.
Once again, some things better left in private.
Yeah.
Or or you with this person for a while, you jump out this relationship, then you jump right into another one. That one don't work. You jump into another one. Like, hey, it's got to come a point where you just slow down and reassess yourself.
Yeah.
Because
And
we
do you
all we all
go ahead?
because we all know we just not sitting there watching movies.
Right. Hey, TT. And then too, do you think that if you get with somebody who has a high body count, will you be able to please them because of the experience? The higher the body count, I mean, they didn't been in relationships that they experience in different things. Now here you come along, and you got to be hanging off chandeliers and doing flips and cartwheels. You know what I'm saying? Just to make it you know what I'm saying? Just to make it interesting because that person has already experienced everything. Now they bored to what you may be bringing to the table.
Hey, you. Hey, I'm inclined to agree because,
Hmm.
like you say you can't teach an old dog new tricks, but you sitting there trying to teach a trick, and the trick already been played.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
you trying to reach a level that's unattainable because that person is so in depth and experience with having multiple partners.
Hmm.
You may end up selling yourself short.
Yeah. Miss Lyric said just because you got a high body count doesn't mean they know nothing. Yeah, it could be true because they, you know what I'm saying, they can be in a mess of people who wasn't experienced. Just mean they were spreading for a while. Yeah. Yeah. That has some truth to it too. Now, do you compare body count to relationship ratio? Meaning, yeah, you have a high body count, but how many of those was relationships?
Ooh, 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 ooh. Hey,
Mm-hmm.
that's a tough one.
Yeah.
That's
So,
that's a tough one because most folks, like I say, we keep it real.
mm-hmm.
Most folks that have slept with somebody wasn't in a relationship with that person.
No.
So I think that's a delicate balance there.
Mm-hmm.
I think naturally you would love for your partner, whoever you're dealing with, to have them been in relationships
Mm-hmm.
with those encounters. But I think that starts getting into that gray area where you might stick your hand in that pot and it's a little hot.
Yeah. I think a number shouldn't be dictated for your character and who you are as a person. A number should tell a history or a story on how to you view and experience sex, basically. So when somebody say, "Oh, what's your body count?" Don't just say, "Oh, it's 10." No, say, "Yep, it was 10." But let me tell you the story that came along with it. Let me tell you the sexual experience that came along with it. Meaning, yep, I was married 2 times, or I was in a serious relationship that lasted 5 years. Or, yep, I might have had one or two, you know what I'm saying? One night stands. You just never know that comes with what, you just never know what comes with that number. Miss Leary said, I think people are more accepting of you having high body counts if they are tied to relationships. Yeah, yep, because then they know you, when it's tied to a relationship, like you said, I think they respect you more because they feel like, okay, you was ready for it. You made a conscious decision to be in a relationship, but it wasn't the relationship. You know what I'm saying? The relationship. I'm sorry, y'all. I got retainers in tonight, but the relationship didn't work. So it's like, okay, you made a conscious decision to be in a relationship. So these is what your body counts is adding to relationships. So they respect it because it's like, okay, this was a relationship, this was a meaning relationship, or it's just not a fling.
I'm with you. I'm with you 110% because you can't be busting it down for a lime margarita for everybody. And then
No.
that's male or female. And and I think like you say, as we get older, people don't ask about body count.
Hmm.
Hey, I think a lot of people need to start asking. Let me see your health chart.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, they run from that.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah. There are some people. Daniel said there are some people though who are not accepting of someone's mental illnesses that they may have on them. Yeah, it could be a mental illness. Some people are addicted to intercourse. Most definitely. Some people are. Miss Lyric, but there's that age. Oh, why can't I do what he does? I think that women are more okay with men with high than men are with women. Yes, I do agree with you on that, Tiffany. Because when I did my research, I seen more so a lot of men saying if a woman has a high body count, then the value depreciates, just like a car. When you pull off the lot, the value goes down, right? So I've seen a lot of men say, well, if this woman has a high body count, her decisions was wrong, her choices was wrong. She don't value herself. You know what I'm saying? Her character, what's that says about her as a person. But you gotta think, people change. People might, like you say, people might be in a whole phase. The question is, was you protecting yourself during that whole phase? And then too, is people gonna tell you the truth about their body count? That's the
And
question.
it's an old saying: if they tell you four, multiply it by three.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Is they
And
gonna?
and, they, and then you got, like I say, when you go to the store, I ain't gonna play too much tonight. You
Mm-hmm.
got regular oil,
Mm-hmm.
you got synthetic oil, and you got high mileage oil. So I think it's the variety and it's the options that you have to choose. I mean, you may want to ask the question, but it's which to me is which brand you want to use.
Yeah. Yeah. Miss Tiffany said, "Let me get your records." Yep, Tiffany. But how many people ask that though? How many people ask to want to see? Like how many? You know what I'm saying? Like I always kept that on deck, and I think as we as military people or people who is more cognitive of their overall health and well being, most definitely they going to do their 6 months checkup. They may be doing every 3 months, depending on how how active they are. So it just
But
depends. Like, do you show that to everybody?
you took it right out of my mouth because I was thinking the same thing. As we navigate through this body counts matter.
Mm-hmm.
Man, people don't even go get regular checkups no more.
No, I've had people come in and say, "Oh, I haven't had a physical in 5, 6 years." Why not? I get a physical every year, and I do checks twice a year, and I'm married. Not to
And
say it's infidelity on either part, but That's just how I've been rolling since, teenage. And I just always stuck to that. But how many people do that?
And I think that's when you start getting to the root cause. Like I say, you start with the foundation. Because
Mm-hmm.
certain people know, as you would say, they're high pitch, they're high sex driven. They like a lot of intercourse
Mm-hmm.
with one person or multiple people. But you got to take care of your stuff,
Yeah.
and that's males and females. You got to take care of your stuff, because that, as the old folk would say, those are your jewels.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
I think people forget that part about it. It's they so easily want to dive in here. Oh, I want to try him out. Hey,
Hmm.
how about you try yourself out first and make sure you're good to go.
Right. Because you gotta think in the heat of the moment, who who all is saying, stop, where the protection at?
Girl, hey, hey, me and my partner had this conversation not too long ago. Well, we're gonna go back to them teenage years, them early 20s. Nobody,
Mm-mm. No.
nobody. You
No,
you as a male, you just pray either a couple of days later or a week later, when you get ready to urinate, you ain't burning.
okay. or or 3 weeks, as us people in the healthcare field say, 3 weeks. Miss Tiffany said most people are afraid to go. I heard some of the dumbest stuff working in military. Why I'm not having any symptoms, so I'm good. Woman don't get that. Yeah. Down business. Hey. You can be asymptomatic. Most definitely can be asymptomatic, Tiffany. Especially as women. We can go through and have something and it won't even have a sign or a symptom. Same for men too. So that goes back to educating yourself. For real. That just goes back to educating yourself.
But
That's a Go ahead.
I'm sitting here thinking as I ride along this highway.
Mhm.
So what happened? How do you have that conversation? If you and your partner is looking to build a long-term relationship, and he or she asks, "What's your body count?" And just for this exercise, we gonna say both of y'all got a pretty high count.
Okay.
Or scenario two,
Mhm.
one of y'all close to 100, and the other one is less than 5. How
Mm.
how how does that conversation, how does it start? We know how it's gonna start,
Uh-huh.
but how do you get through it?
Well, it's most definitely gonna start. Like I said, it has to come with a history or a story. You can't just give me a number and then just leave it at that. I need to know what's these, like you say, what's the body count to relationship ratio? Is these relationships behind this, or was it just, what, I was locked down, I was restricted by my parents, and now I'm running wild and free because I wasn't educated. I wasn't taught that my body is a temple. I wasn't taught that there are soul ties when two people entangle. So when you and your partner have that conversation, you gotta think, y'all may be coming from two different walks of life. I may grew up with a person that's educated me on this and talked to me and shaped and molded me into, doing what's right. And I had this less many of people. And then you might have this person who was uneducated and don't know and just wants to be wild and free. And now, boom, these two people that came together. Now we having this tough conversation. But like I say, it has to be a story or history that comes along with it, because now I need to understand why you was like that at that point in your life, and are you still like that now? Because then that would determine, okay, as I'm gonna ride this out, or I'm gonna walk away because I know this person is still being, what I'm saying, careless. Miss Lyric said being open and honest and talk about what got you to that place. Yeah, most definitely gotta be open and honest. But is people gonna tell you their true body count number? Because some people might don't tell you out of fear. They might be scared to say, well, if I tell you I done been with 100 people, how are you gonna look at me? But I'm really digging you. I love you at this point. I want the relationship. But I feel like if I tell you I done had 100 people, you might shut it down right then. You might, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, we can't even be in this relationship because now I
Abort,
value you.
abort,
Right.
abort mission.
As, mm-hmm. Exactly. Exactly. Miss Lyric said, I think those conversations need to be had early on and give me that option to decide if I want to deal with you. Yep, most definitely early on, if that's going into a relationship. But if if it's just a person, you feel like, man, I just, you get those, man, I just, we vibing, we clicking, but I don't see it being a relationship. I just want a one and done. That's not a conversation nobody's going to have. Miss Pooh said, but if your account is 100, you made that choice. And if I decide it's not for me, it's just not meant to be. Yep, that is true. It's just not meant to be. Because that's a choice you made, and you got to live with that choice and be willing to open up about it and allow that person to accept it or not to accept it. Mr. Daniel said, I have also been cheated on before, so I have been apprehensive about getting into one. Getting into a relationship, yeah. Don't let that one relationship deter you from getting into others. You got to remember, everybody is not that like that one person. But you got to deal with that hurt and pain first and heal from that situation before you ever could be in a real relationship. Love yourself first, self care. Then, when you're ready, jump off into a new one and hopefully that won't work out for you, Daniel. Mr. Dunn said, I don't know if it's over 70 people. I don't know how. I don't know if that dog out of you or not. Yeah, you're right. Exactly. You might still be. It might be still in you. Sometimes it might want to twinkle on up out of there. So you most definitely right. So it's like a chance. A chance you got to take. Damn if I do. Damn if I don't. But is it willing? You know what I'm saying? Is they selling a relationship for you to be able to want to take that chance? It's on you. If you jump into it and you say I'm with it, and then bam, they go off and jump on the spree. You gotta take that one. You gotta take that L. Miss Lee said, I think as individuals, we also should know what you are comfortable with prior to long term situations. Yeah. If you know you tough long term, you gotta have those tough conversations. You gotta say, hey, this is what my heart desires. This is what I want to do. Where are you with this? What do you want to do? Do you think we are both compatible to where if we walk in this journey together, i.e. relationship, it's gonna work to where it benefits both of us.
Preach. You just said a mouthful. Compatibility.
Mm-hmm.
I think people get in relationships, get in situationships, whatever they call it these days, and there's no compatibility. They don't even talk to understand each other to see if there's some compatibility before they even venture down trying to get each other off. So you said a mouthful: compatibility, understanding each other, conversating with each other, and that's how you become able to grow and have those tough and open-ended conversations.
Right, most definitely. Mr. Sheena said, at what point are you asking someone about their account? If you see it going somewhere, yeah, most definitely. If you see it going somewhere, if you done been on a couple of dates or phone conversations and they getting deep and they willing to open up, some people open books because a lot of men know right off bat if they feel like they can be in a relationship with you. I feel like off of the first conversation, off the first date, if y'all vibing and all your ducks in a row, and you know what I'm saying, you checking all the boxes of what he or she desire in a woman or in a man, then yeah, I think that's a conversation to have. I would say 3 dates in. I would say because then anything after that you need to know because you want to jump out. You want to jump out before if that body count is high and you're not the person who want to deal with that situation. You want to know early on so you don't get feelings involved. Now you teeter totter back and forth like, ooh, I like him. You know what I'm saying? It's going somewhere. You know what I'm saying? I see potential in him or her, but dang, they just dropped the bombshell. And that's one of um my things that I feel like is not acceptable. Or I feel like I don't want to deal with.
And to piggyback on what you said, and don't let it just be a feel good moment. I know a lot of stuff just feel good to you in that moment. Don't just let it be a feel good moment. Have that open line, have that openness, have that understanding. But look, let's talk about this because you said 3 dates. I can quote my pastor. He said, "Hey, we should talk about this on the first date." He
Mm,
gave the acronym SMIRT: sex, money, religion, intangible, and kids. He said that's supposed to be discussed on the first date.
mm-hmm.
He say so that leads you to understand and have a just on what you're dealing with. Because after that first date, if you get some answers you don't like,
Yeah.
you you could just walk away from it there. No harm, no foul.
Right. No attachments. Nothing. Because you gotta think, are you dating to be in a relationship or are you dating to have fun? If you establish that and you tell that person, look, are you dating to be in a relationship or are you dating to have fun? And once y'all establish that and then both of y'all say, oh, I'm dating to be in a relationship. Okay, yeah, let's get down to it. Let's talk about it. Cause I gotta see if we on the same page or we going in this same direction. But then again, there's that space to say, you know what, this person may have. What if they say I have 100 body counts? My body count is 100. It was in my I'm 40, but it was in my younger life. Would you? And they say, look, I was wild, I was out there, but I'm a changed person. My light bulb that came on. I'm 40. I'm ready to settle down. I'm ready to have me a husband. I'm ready to have me a wife. What would you do in that situation?
I think in that situation everybody has a pass. Whether they tell you the truth, semi the truth, or don't tell you the truth at all. We got them ones, but everybody has a pass. And I
Mm-hmm.
think like you say, I think it's on you and that individual to come to that understanding.
Yeah.
If we gonna do this, we gonna do it. Your past is your past. Another old quote they used to say: "Don't wash my face with a dirty rag,"
Yeah.
and keep pushing. Because if you want it to work, if you want to be with that person, and like I said, don't just let it be a feel good moment. I think a lot of times we get caught up in those feel good moments. If you're pressing forward, if you're trying to build something, you should be able to talk about any and everything,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and push your card, put your chips to the middle of the table, and say, "Hey, this is me."
Right.
At that moment, it gives you or that person the opportunity to say, "Hey, I can deal with this," or "Hey, I cannot deal with it,"
Yep.
and move on and keep moving.
Mm-hmm. Mr. City said, ooh, child, he would have to be checking off all my boxes. Okay? All of them. Say everything gonna have to be good for me to accept that.
Now,
Then
go ahead.
go ahead.
I was gonna say now. I was gonna come back to it now. Don't
Mm-hmm.
make that check. I was gonna tell. Don't make that checklist so long now. Now we gonna keep it real. Now we can't have old stroll
Mm-hmm.
for a checklist. We got to keep that checklist to a certain amount of boxes.
Mm-hmm. Daniel said, like I said, I'm waiting for God to bring me the right one into my life. Yep, most definitely wait on it. Wait on it. And when you feel like you're ready to receive that, he'll bring it off most definitely to you. But what is an acceptable body count though? What is acceptable body count?
Hey, woo, I think that's when you have an undefined number for the person. You, I don't think you could put a number on it. I think that's an individual preference or choice.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Because I know, if somebody walk up to me and say, I done been with a thousand men,
Mm-hmm.
I, my reaction may be something funny. Because I may ask, was you an adult entertainment? Or what was you doing?
Right, that's what I said. Behind those numbers have to be a history or a story. This lyric say, "Be honest about what you put on this list." Oh, most definitely got to be honest and forthcoming, but it has to be realistic too as well. Because if you have this list, this checklist, are you matching that checklist? Are you going to be able to match what you know? What I'm saying, are you practicing what you preaching in a sense? I think for each person, it's personal, very personal. Daniel, because I want to be loyal to only one. Yep, most definitely being loyal to only one. So then can't have all them body counts, Daniel. Miss Lyric, I think, which is I think for each person is most definitely personal because everybody know what they could tolerate. Everybody know what they can take, what they desire because they know. Hey, I know my body count. So I know I'm gonna be accepting of what's gonna match mine, or or it may be right above mine, but or more. Like I say, people change. Not only do people change, what if they had a high body count, but they went to the doctor every year? They went every 3 months or twice a year, and they got a great bill of health, which you take them in. Miss Leary said, "Don't ask for something you ain't giving." Yep, that's true. That's true. When you have that list, mhm. A lot of
Absolutely.
yeah. Well, we are at the half mark hour. You could have been doing anything else in your day, but you are choosing to rock out with us. We surely thank you, appreciate each and every one of you. Continue to like, share, follow for our magazine page, support all that great good stuff. We're gonna
Hey,
continue
we
to
on
go ahead, honey.
we on episode 9, right? We 9 episodes in.
9 episodes in.
Hey, appreciate y'all. Like Chris say, appreciate y'all. Hey, keep rocking with us. We're gonna keep these tough, and like I say all the time, we're gonna talk about them. We're gonna open them doors. A lot of people don't want to talk about them. We'll open them doors. A lot of people don't want to walk through. But it's reality. It's life.
Yeah. So one person says a lot of people seem to fixate on virgins with an overconfident ideal of being special and introducing some innocent young person to sexuality. A person there is a lifetime of social buildup and being told how wonderful sex is and how wonderful your first time will be. The virgin may be so eager to get some experience and see what all the fuss is about and feel like a real grown up, etc. And then the actual experience can be rather disappointing. Meaning they get that taste of it and they don't know how to stop. And so now it's building up. Not only it can build up confidence, because now you thinking the wrong thing. Like everybody want me for my body. My body is, you know, that's where the attention is. Now you putting all the over attention in your body and what you can do and how you can build your experience because now you done got a taste of it. And like you say, it can be you got this facade that it's a wonderful thing going on. So now your body count shooting up. Now your body count shooting up. But is it? But is it worth it? Because now when you put that out there, is somebody gonna judge you for having a high body count? What's up, cousin? Happy birthday! I hope you out there enjoying yourself. So yeah, but being safe. So
Now
it's
you
just
guys,
yeah. So it's like people want to feel like they are someone special to their someone special to their special someone. But you could like people can have high body counts and make you feel special. It don't necessarily got to be special because you what makes you more special that you have 10 body counts than a person that has 100. Like what makes you more special? Love you more. What makes you more special than that person? Cause you can't base their characteristics off of what they have been doing. Now if they just out here all willy nilly being a fool, then yeah. Yeah.
Yep. Go back to that. Like I said, you can't be out here just busting it open
Mm-hmm.
and try. Excuse me, and trying to dive in dive everywhere you dive off every diving board into a pool. You got to have some balance with yourself. You got to have some self awareness, and I think that's where the baseline comes at. You got to have self awareness, and then automatically self control.
Right. Right. Mr. Bill said, we have all had a past. Now we see each other is what counts. Past is the past. Yep, I totally agree. Yep, if we have had a promiscuous uh past, and now we moving forward, moving forward, and we have made the conscious decision with ourselves to say, look, you know what, I had fun. I didn't live my life, as they say. Now it's time for me to settle down. So do we penalize them because of their past? I don't think so. I don't think so. Especially if you see that they're one of
Uh,
those who have, say, you know what, man, I done lived my life, I done had my fun, I done had my share. Now, that ain't for me no more.
you live, you learn, and you grow.
Hmm.
That's that's those three steps: live, learn, and grow.
Yep, it's like I done sorted my role over. Sit down. Like people say, my past does not define me, but we are defined by our actions, and all of our actions are now in the past. If you go running, you are a runner. If you walk, you are a pedestrian. If you sleep around, what you are a you all know the word. Applies to both men and women equally. People say I was just having fun. Sex is for love, not for fun. Good luck trying to convince the nice guy girl who wants to settle down with that you're done having fun. Exactly. Because now, when you put out there that you done had all these partners, now you may lose trust. Or that person, I'll say, yeah, that person may lose trust in you because they gonna still in the back of their head feel like, is he or she still this person? Do I have to worry about them stepping out? Mr.
And
Cummings
for,
said things we did young ain't cool or hot right now. We were young just doing stuff. That's that. Now let's be grown and do what God likes. Yep, most definitely. Young, having fun, living our best life. We all done been there. One night stands.
if you one of them, if you one of the ones out here watching or listening in, and you've had a promiscuous past, hey, this is not a beat down moment. This is not a moment to put you on Front Street. This is a moment just to open them doors and just talk about it. Because over the evolution, you should be done came up out that stage, and ready to move forward. Like you say, we're not here to wash your face with a dirty rag. We're just here to talk about it,
Mhm.
open it up, and just get different points of views on it.
Yeah, because you never know. I've heard people who have been raped or been exposed to different lifestyles that feel like that's now okay, you exposed me early and I was molested or whatever. Now in my mind, I believe that this is what's the right thing to do. This is what to do. So now I'm continuing this path of, a promiscuous lifestyle. Miss Lyric said feeling special or making someone feel that way is not about your account. It's how you feel and treat that person. I treat you based on you, not theirs. Yeah. If I'm reading that right, Tiffany. But yeah, most definitely. I think everybody has the opportunity to change. I wouldn't base it on your past, and that's just my perspective. If I me myself, I don't even ask that question. I think I'm 43 now. Back when I was teenager years, I think was the last time I had even heard people would ask that question. But now I see it is a topic. I've seen like even on TikTok, I've seen where people go out in the streets and they be like, "What's your body count?" Or do body counts matter? So I'm thinking now it's becoming a bigger topic. But for me, I have never in my adult life in a serious relationship in my marriage, I'll say, ask that question. I don't know if it's like, well, I don't want to know, or it's the thought like I want to get to know the now. Who are you now versus who are you in the past?
Absolutely, absolutely. And don't be one of them people that sit around. Well, back in the day, I sure used to knock them down. Or back in the day, I sure used to. Come on now, no. if, if you holding that type of conversation, it's probably still in you.
Yeah, yeah, it could. Yep, most definitely could be. So I guess you just have to know who you're talking to, get to know who you're talking to. And sometimes I do say it take longer than 3 months because people are whining down you for those first 3 months and sell you a whole dream, and then their true self will start to reveal
Is that
because
that
in
pipe dream?
they want to get you, they want to sell it to you. Yeah. Miss Keisha said, "What I've done in the past is no one's concern, especially someone that I'm trying to be involved with. Is who I am now that matters. And if they have a problem with it, then that person is not for me." Yeah. But what if that question arises, Keisha? Then what would you tell them? Would you say it's not your business? Would you say I wish not to
Yeah,
speak on it? Would you
absolutely.
say um would you give a number but give like a story or a history behind the numbers? Would you say my body count to uh relationship ratio outweighs the, or would you just politely say, look, you know what I've done in the past, that's my past. Just know going forward, I'm better than I was 10 years ago. What you see now is what you're going to get going forward if this is considered to be a relationship or a real building on a relationship. So, yeah, how would you address that question if it was asked? Like I say, it was crazy because I hadn't heard it in a while. So that's what made it
Oh yeah, but like you say, it's the old topic, but it's the new topic.
right, right. Excuse me, right. Jasmine said, I agree with Keisha. It's really not their business and you don't owe them an explanation, honestly. That is true. That is true, you don't. It's your but are you willing to, if they say, okay, you're not gonna tell me, so I'm just gonna let go of the relationship. Are you willing to accept that? Daniel, I have to agree that what we did in the past doesn't define who we are today. Most definitely don't define who you are today. People change. People.
Absolutely,
Mhm.
absolutely. People change, but I think, and I think the main question is what we're getting at is
Mhm.
yes, the past is the past. We're not gonna wash your face with a dirty rag, but are
Mhm.
you willing to have that conversation if that conversation comes up?
Mhm.
Because it seems to be prevalent in a lot of conversations now. So that's the focal point. If that conversation comes up, are you willing to have that difficult conversation to say, hey, this is what it is, this is what it was, and keep moving?
Yeah. Miss Keisha said, when I say it's not their business, it's because of my personal past and what was done to me. Yep, exactly. That's what I said. A lot of people have personal, personal passes that they wish not to, disclose, especially when you in coming into something fresh. Everybody is not privy to those kind that sensitive information because you don't know how they'll take it or how later on they'll try to use that against you. So you have to be most definitely careful when you are, bringing some whatever personal information to the forefront. It's best to be kept, kept behind closed doors for a while till you feel fully that you can trust that person and that that person is capable of understanding and being empathetic to what you have to tell them. So you have to be most definitely careful. Daniel said it is prevalent. People hold grudges on what people did to one another and can't afford one another, and that's not right. People will hold grudges, but that's something they got to work with. What they do is their problem. What they do to you or hold against you, that's their problem. What you do to them and how you treat them, that's yours. You only can be accountable for yourself. That's the only thing you can be accountable for. Okay, so I have another one here. It says, I'm a man with low body count because I value intimacy as part of a comprehensive, close relationship. If women want guys who, for example, have money and are 6 feet tall, I'm within my rights to want a woman who hasn't used her body as a penis percussion for whomever strikes her fancy whenever she wants. Is she a woman who has had a lot of partners wrong for doing this? No, not objectively, but she's wrong for me. This indicates different values, and I'm happy I've limited my sexual experience to those I've had real feelings for. My own number is a mid single digit number, even and or odd. So yeah, people have different values of opinions. You want what you want, and that's fine. You can't knock nobody for that. But I just say also, you can't judge a person for who has a lot. You can say I'm gonna roll with it, or you have a choice in the matter. Roll with it or step away because you have your own reasons for it. Your own reasons for the choice you made. Nope, I don't want to do this because mine is not high, and I feel like this person said I value intimacy. Like I say, intimacy is a part of soul ties. You entangling two souls. It is. But if you don't know,
Absolutely, absolutely.
yeah, but that's something you got to know and be educated on. Most definitely. Yeah. Thank y'all for rocking with us. We are almost toward the end of this show. Y'all could have been doing anything else, but y'all choosing to stay tuned in, locked in with us. Thank you. Continue to like, share, support Thought Magazine. If y'all have topics too, y'all want us to talk about, most definitely hit us up and tell us. We will bring it to the forefront. Forefront. Education wise, learning wise, deep conversations, whatever y'all want to talk about, we are here to talk about it. So yeah, we're gonna continue to talk about, does body counts matter? Does it matter? Yes or no? Are you willing to have that conversation? Are you willing to say, I don't care, well, I don't want to know what your body count is. I want to know who is this person standing in front of me right now? That's who I want to know. Or do you want to know everything about that person? It's okay, Keish. We talking about body counts. Yeah, welcome. We glad you here too. We talking about body counts. Does it matter? And like I said, stated earlier, I kind of reiterate for you, Keish. Having a high body count means you make a bad decision to give out something that's supposed to be valuable to multiple men or women. The more you give it out, the less valuable men or women see you to be. Not true. I don't think it's true. Did we touch on mental health? Not yet, but that's my next one. I have we have mental health coming up after the Thanksgiving break. What I'm trying to do is have um someone, a professional in that area, come on and help us to discuss that. So that's what I'm looking in, looking into that. So yeah, I'm still working on it. I'm still working on it. So does having a high body count make you accessible? Do that make people feel like, oh, okay,
Some
you,
say,
huh?
some say yes, some say no.
Yeah. You could have been accessible at the time, but you ain't damn me you accessible now. Like I say, people change. Some people's living wild and free, and it's okay. Just be careful with what you do and how you do. But when people are ready to settle down, they settle down. I guess you just gotta catch people at the right moment in time. Everybody ain't gonna be for you. Everybody can't turn around. You still gonna have some people that say, "Man, that was my past life. I ain't on that no more," and still be on it. Just gotta think about it. That's it. If if you wanna deal with it or not. But are you telling the truth if somebody asks you your body count? Auntie say mental health is a very important issue, especially for us. Yes, it is, Auntie, and a lot of people don't in our community, black and brown community, they don't know the meaning of counseling. Or they're like, oh, counseling is not for me. It ain't gonna help me. Why I gotta go tell my problems to somebody else? How can they help me? And so a lot of people don't want to do it. So they walk in this world alone fighting battles. But we most definitely gonna talk about it. We most definitely are gonna bring someone on here who can help us navigate that topic because I think it is a very important. I think it is one had, and I want to come with resources and tools to help anyone needs to be, that needs. I think it'll be a good way of breaking the ice and opening up some conversations or giving people some the help that they need. So I really think it'll be good.
Absolutely, absolutely. Hey, y'all got a part of me. It's another Wednesday where I'm traveling, but my girl been holding it down. I'm finally in a spot where y'all can actually see my face. But yeah, great conversation, great topic. I know we closing in on that hour mark.
Mhm.
Hey, next week is Thanksgiving, man. Get around your family, get around your loved ones, man. Spread a little love. We'll probably take the week off and pick up the first week in December. Hey, but we appreciate y'all. We're 9 episodes in. Uh, we just been rocking and rolling. Like I say, no conversation is untouched. Um, hey, we just hit a rock with y'all.
Yeah, Mrs. Daniels said some people also don't understand why people drink to suppress mental illness. They don't understand, but that's where you kind of gotta educate people and say, you know what, this is going on in my life, and I drink because I'm trying to numb it. This is my way to escape from it. But you also have to understand in drinking what it does to your health. In drinking, is it causing other problems? Is it giving you more issues? So then, instead of drinking, find another outlet. Journal. Get in counseling. Get somebody that's gonna help you and guide you. Get into the word because you got to think drinking is kind of like it ain't doing nothing. It's building a mountain because you suppress it. So it's you building a mountain. You ain't tearing it down because guess what? When that buzz come down, those problems are still there. So it has to be a better outcome and a better way to you suppress the drinking.
Absolutely. You said a mouthful.
Hmm.
Drinking, getting high, taking pills, all that stuff ain't gonna solve them problems. So once them high gone, that problem's still there.
Yep. Jasmine said, I would love if we talk about generational wealth. Most definitely gonna talk about that. And I'm writing these topics down too. Mental health I already had on the radar. But yeah, we could talk about generational wealth and how to start building that for your family. Ms. Keisha said not to get off subject, but every topic that we have touched on this week after week is all tied into it's tied in together. Yep, I totally agree. I totally agree, Keisha. It's like every topic coincides. It's like it's creating a story for the next one. And it's just all flowing as it goes. So I most definitely totally agree. Most definitely totally agree. And you can add overeating in there too. I'm guilty. Yes, we will do nutrition. I also have talked about that too. Because we gotta understand with eating, and I'm learning more about this too now that I work side by side with the nutritionist. That a lot of the mucus in our body, which causes diseases, infections, and all this other different kind of stuff, is basically coming in from what we eat and from the environment. So if we can change a lot of what we eat and how we treat our body, then we can go a long way. So I'm guilty of that too, Auntie. Most definitely guilty. I'm trying to get myself back on track. Then you said some people also don't understand the disease of alcoholism. Alcoholism is a disease, but we know how to accept that you have that disease and say, "Hey, I am an alcoholic." You acknowledging it, then that means you took the first step to getting help. Hey, check your resources. Google your best friend. Check, go in your community and say, "Hey, do we have any AA meetings? Is there some free I can attend? This is what I have, and I'm trying to get away from it." Because you got to think too. You can cause a fatty liver, cirrhosis of a liver. You can drink now and drink, and then what? 20 years down the line, now your organs failing. You got to look into that. Yes, indeed, Mr. Wiley say yes. So yeah, I mean, it's genetic, classified by the American Medical Association as incurable. I think it's curable. Alcoholism.
Absolutely, I agree. I
Hmm.
agree. I think everything is curable if you put your mind to it.
Yeah, I think they want you. Maybe whoever this is, American Medical Association, may want you to think it's uncurable because people make money off of medicine. But I think if you put your mind, you can do whatever you put your mind to in that sense. Jasmine says drinking messes up your appearance as well. It will make you look older. You could be 20 looking 60. I totally agree. I really think it should be on the DMSM-5. Yeah, yeah. But like I say, your resources, your tools, all that. Reach out to somebody. Talk to somebody, Daniel. Because most definitely, if you feel like it should be there, talk to somebody. Get on these committees. Help make changes. Be a part, be a part of something. People feel good when they're a part of something. When it say each one teach one, most definitely. But yeah, I thank y'all for kicking. But I found questions. Get off into these topics I have written down, and also too, while I'm at it, I also have someone coming on from a funeral home back home, Paradise Funeral Home, out of Saginaw, Michigan, who is going to come on and also have a conversation with us as well about getting our ducks in row when it comes to death and knowing what to do and how to do and life insurance and all that good stuff. So yeah, just keep tapping in. We are at the 8 o'clock hour. I thank you all for typing. Thank y'all for whether it was 20 minutes late, 10 minutes late, 45 minutes. I still thank y'all for always go back and watch, still come, come out 5 hours. That's want some topics. If you just want to continue to have conversations, I'm open. Continue to subscribe magazine, like, share, click, all that good stuff. Auntie, thank you for getting on this platform and sharing a good idea for funeral plans so we don't wait too late. Yes, Auntie, I've been having that conversation for the last 2 days, and I'm gonna speak with the gentleman, and then we will most definitely, when we come back from Thanksgiving break, I'm gonna try to get him on then.
Yep. Sounds like a plan. We'll talk about it. We'll discuss it. Hey, like we said earlier, man, y'all enjoy Thanksgiving festivities with your family, your friends, your loved ones. Make some new friends if you haven't made none. And just love on some people. Like I
Mm-hmm.
say, we'll come back December, hot, ready to roll, fresh off the press. We'll probably give you 2 episodes, and then we'll take a Christmas break and just come back for the new year. But like we always say, any other Wednesday, you could have been anywhere else, but you chose to be with us. Glad to have you. Crystal held it down. I didn't want to make too much noise in the background as I'm traveling back to my home state. But as always, peace, love, and happiness.
Yep. Y'all have a good evening. Hey, twin. Hey, cousin. Salute y'all.